Will it change their point of view? Whatever we do.
We're Ruts DC. We're on Vive Le Rock TV. It rhymes, no crimes. Here we are on the Vive Le Rock stage at Guildfest. Looking forward to it. The skints are on at the moment. Loving that. We've got to top that though. You know, that's the way it goes. I guess we've been going out again since we did our dub album about 2-3 years. We've taken on the mantle to do that. Educate, agitate, organise. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so as a record of that, we've just done a new live album which we're going to put out, and which kind of sums up what we did in the last couple of years. And next year we're doing a brand new album of rock and roll songs, probably mostly rock and roll songs.
Yeah, which is quite scary, really. But I mean, the thing is, it's got to be really, really good. Pressure don't really count. What counts is just being true and just doing it. So the songs come when they come, and that's as simple as that. So if it takes 33 years, that's what it takes.
We have some nice things in the pot though.
Yeah, we've got about 8 or 9 songs actually that are really good.
And their bullshit detectors have always been very good, and we ain't going to put anything out unless it's really good. Yeah. We're very aware that we need to do new stuff, but I think we did right coming back with a dub album, and we proved ourselves now. We're digging it.
You know what, Eugene? If you and Henry Rollins don't say it's a fucking great album, I'll be disappointed. You know what I mean? Otherwise, we failed in a way. You know what I mean? You can say your critique about it, but you've got to say, right, that's really good. It's brave, or it's what. And I've got some good songs. We've lived a lot of life since those days. You know, some things have changed, some haven't. I mean, and actually, this time of doing these gigs, you look at it and go, the song, maybe we're not getting booked because we're a little bit too militant or whatever, but we're jokers and we're laughers, but some things just ain't changed, you know, so you sort of just have to keep that message going, and I think there's not enough people doing that, you know. As I say, we've spent the last 2-3 years sort of doing the punk circuit again, but trying to educate and change things. Certain people have come to us and said, well, you know, it's great because you're actually moving things forward, because punk was always about change and always about positivity, so that's what we're trying to do.
I think we do keep it real, and I think that, you know, people recognise that, you know. I mean, we're not a kind of tribute, nostalgic act. And
no, we really ain't. And the thing is, we really enjoy it as well, you know. I really enjoy playing with this guy. It's fucking brilliant. Yeah. We had a 3-hour lunch today on the way here, just discussing, you know, old days, new days, positivity, friendship, and everything. You know, it's just very, very real. We're not, you know, we ain't got no, you know what, I know I don't like you anymore, but we should go out and make some money at the Ruts, because we don't really, you know, let's face it, we don't really. But, you know, we're enjoying it and doing it, so.
I thought we'd start off gently.
This could be our finest hour. This could be our Shangri-La. This could be our finest hour. If only we could keep it together, we could find our way. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na.
I think probably the first one would have to be Jailbreak. That's the one that that put Thin Lizzy on the map in a worldwide thing, you know, especially with the song, you know, the boys are back in town. The song Jailbreak itself, Emerald came off of that album. A lot of songs that we even play today have come off of the Jailbreak album. So that's probably why I really have to include that album there. Another one I'm really proud of is the first 21 Guns album. It was my first trek back into the music business after all the problems that I've been through, you know, drug-wise and all that. Right? It was an album that I'm particularly proud of because, like I say, it was me coming back into the business. My really good friend, Leif Johansson, kind of helped me get over the hump and got me back playing again. And once again, I think there's a lot of really great songs on that album. It's one of those albums. Obviously, it didn't sell probably as well as we wanted it to, but that's okay, because it's an album that I personally can put on and I can listen to the whole thing, and that's important to me, right? And probably the third one, really, and I know it's probably typical saying this, but it's the new album that we've just put out, the Killer Instinct, that was produced by Nick Raskulinich, who in our minds is a really kick-ass producer. Nick got a lot out of us. He put a lot of himself into the album with different production ideas. I thought everybody in the band played their asses off. There's a lot of great songs on this album. And once again, it's an album that I can put on and listen to the whole thing. And that's really important to me, that if you finish an album and you can't listen to it a couple of weeks after that, who needs it, right? But if you can put it on and you can keep playing these songs, even after you've been playing them to death in the studio, but you can still listen to them, that's a success for me. So those are my three. So thank you very much, and it was great talking to you.
best piece of advice I got was right before I started playing music for a living. I had just moved to the Twin Cities, and before Who's Could You started, I took 2 guitar lessons from one of my favorite guitar players in Minneapolis, a gentleman named Chris Osgood. And at the end of the second lesson, he said to me, "No more lessons for you, you just need to go start a band." He was a very important figure in my musical life, and also other people. He was Dave Turner from Soul Asylum's guitar teacher, and I think Craig Finn from Mould Steady. So yeah, it's important. What kind of advice would I give myself now, knowing what I know now, what I shouldn't have done then? Don't smoke cigarettes, don't start drinking too early in the day, and always show up on time. That would be the That would be the key to a long career.
Listen to my voice, it's the only weapon I get from the war. From the war.
Vivid memory of recording. Probably it's an odd one. The first one that I think of when you ask about that is when I made my first solo album, Workbook. I recorded that in late 1988, early 1989. The basic tracks were recorded at Paisley Park, and just outside Minneapolis, which is Prince's studio. And that was fairly memorable, but the next portion of the recording was done at a private residence in upstate New York, up near Woodstock. Was Carla Bley, keyboard player. She had a studio in her house, and I worked in the basement where the studio was. And it was like January of 1989, and it was just feet of snow everywhere. And I just remember being in the room doing vocals and looking out this large, like set of patio doors. And there was just, nothing but barren trees and snow, and occasionally I'd see like a deer go by, and I just thought, this is about right.
Joe was a fantastic man, and he moved effortlessly between grotty pubs and the Groucho Club. He was a man, people would follow him to the ends of the earth. He was a lovely man, he was a man of the people, people loved him like nobody else in the punk rock movement. He would have a drink with a tramp, and the next minute he would be drinking with a lady. He was just a very, very charismatic man. You wouldn't understand him. Completely different from Johnny Rotten, just the most charismatic man in the whole movement.
Do it all right, do it all right, do it all right, do it all right.